Welcome to another episode on our channel. As you know, I have a small 1/4 scale collection. So I have Thor back here. I have Iron Man, which is kind of out of the picture. I have the Black Widow, and I have Captain America. In another room, I have the Mandalorian and Grogu, which was the first 1/4 scale figure I ever got, and that was kind of a mistake because once you get one, it's like you just one doesn't feel right. But anyway, regardless, I'm coming to the closure of collecting 1/4 scale figures. I have Paul Atreides from Dune. I would get Zendaya from Dune if they ever made her, but I doubt if they will. But I did have on order for the longest time one other figure. So we're going to unbox that today because I got it today. So we'll be right back. Welcome back, and this is a huge box. Of course, it's 1/4 scale. It is Loki. It's from Queen Studios. Had this on pre-order for the longest time. At first, I went with Toys Wonderland, and they started out great in the beginning, but things went downhill. Probably about 6 months after I started ordering from them, and then I wasn't getting anything back. And so eventually I did get my money back, not from them, but my credit card company was able to compensate me. And I don't know how that works in terms of international sales and that sort of thing, but I did get my money back on that one. And I went with Speculative Fiction because I heard good things about them, except that they were slow. And it did take a long time to get to me, but I think that was because of Queen Studios. They made good things, but they apparently take some time to get them done. So anyway, we're going to open this baby up, and I just kind of go around a little bit with the box just to see what I have here. Tiny ding here, tiny dings. Not worried about the tiny dings. It's the big ones that matter the most. And it's kind of caved in a little here. It's where there's extra tape. Yeah. There's a ding up here, which you might not be able to see, but I guess you can see it. It's so heavy, I don't want to lean it back. But we're starting to get to the big kind of crushed in section right here, and that's the only one I'm really worried about the most. So anyway, let's pause. Let me put it on its side, open it up, and take it from there. But you can tell, big box, right? Very big box. And I think it does say what number it is in terms of, it's 389 out of 800. So only 800 were made. And you kind of wish you were like number one of 800, or what would be cool if I was 400 out of 800 or 500 out of 800, but 389. Anyway, but I'm still happy to get what I got. So we'll be back. I'll get it positioned instead of vertically, more horizontally, and open it up and see what we can get out of here. All right, we'll be right back. So my husband's going to help me if I need help. All right, so let's see. Hopefully I don't put this thing. Oh, it's got tape starting way up here. Okay. What do I got? Spin. I know what you mean about styrofoam. It is a Queen. All right. Queen Studios collectibles, a certificate. Cool. All right, now, but there's more styrofoam. Okay, so I'm at Happy Camper. Okay. He's pulling. I'm holding. Oh yeah, it has a strap. Top up. Oh wow. Okay. Ooh, baby. There's a lot in here. All right. So where to start? That's the question. We are back, and it took us a while to put them together, but I think we finally managed to do it. His head came in this thing, so and it weighs a ton. It definitely is going to protect the head. It seems like this was the thing they really wanted to protect at all costs, so they put it in this container. But just make sure you unscrew it before you try to tug the head out of this container. The head, it took a bit to get the head in because the clothing kept interrupting or interfering with the placement of the head. Make sure you work the clothing, the collars away from the opening so that you hear it click in place. It's held in by a magnet, but you want to make sure that thing does click in place. If it's loose, if you didn't get it in there fully enough, and this drops, you're going to break that head, and you don't want to do that. It does come with rooted hair. That's really a cool feature here. I wish they would do that with more 1/6 scale figures at no additional cost. But that's my only 1/4 scale figure that actually has rooted hair, and he looks awesome. His hands are magnetic, so you just slip them in at the right angle, and they will hold in place. This is one piece. The weapon he has in his hand and the hand are attached, and then that just via magnet snaps in place at the right place. He will go in only one way. There's one metal piece sticking out of the stand, and you will see that he goes in only one way. You cannot turn him in a different direction. This is how he's supposed to face. This is made out of metal. It's very substantially made. The only problem, well, let me back up and finish this. This is made out of metal. I can tell, my husband could tell it was metal. It's the real deal. It's heavy too. This thing is plastic, but it's the staircase and it's magnetic. So it just really attaches nicely to this section. Boom, it's in place. What is really, really cool is when you light this thing up. So you've got a white up light and you've got yellow surrounding lights. It's quite an effect. In low light, I think he will look even more awesome than under normal lighting conditions. Let me turn that on. And it's just a 12-volt thing that goes into an electrical socket and is hooked into the stand. This is pleather-like. So just make sure, I guess, temperature controls are consistent, because I think that's probably a feature that will undo pleather over the course of time. He has some pleather that you do put around his legs to make the boots look more awesome, but they're held in place by magnets that are really, how shall I say, not very powerful. So I can tell one strap right now has actually let go. And I'm going to have to put that back into place, and hopefully it'll stay in place. There we go. It is staying now. There's a piece on here that has kind of a glossy effect on it. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm trying to turn it slowly from one side to the other. So it feels like something like glue or something is here compared to here. It's not sticky, but it's just glossy. But fortunately, this piece covers that naturally. So I'm not overly consumed with that. This is like pleather or pleather-like. So that, it would have been nice if that was real leather, but what can you do? You get what you get, right? I do like the look of the boots. If the magnets were strong enough in terms of holding this pleather-like material around the boot. In fact, one of the straps broke. I had to not super glue in place, but hot glue in place, and get the magnets to connect in the back. Okay, that one came loose again. So that's going to be a perpetual problem, is these magnets, whether they're going to hold. They're very tiny magnets, and you might have to do something extra there to keep them in place. What else can I tell you? The material here and around the sleeves and so forth, it just feels, I wouldn't say quite exactly like paper, but it's kind of flimsy. It's not very substantial material, the green parts of the outfit. On the other hand, his face is immaculate. They've got the look of Loki down pat. The only other thing I'll mention that was, I couldn't figure out, there were apparently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that were supposed to be on this thing, and I found this one piece and I kept thinking, where does it go? Of course it goes here. And it somehow fell apart. I don't think these other things come apart, so that's going to have to be secured back into place. Fortunately, it's a nice fit. I don't think it'll be a bad thing to correct, but it was a little disconcerting that it came broken. I've been through this rodeo once before. If you remember way back when, I got Paul Atreides, the best looking figure I've ever gotten, but he came with a broken arm. I actually thought the arm was detachable, but it was literally broken. Fortunately, it was a clean break. I was able to fix it. And because Prime One Studio said if they had to replace the figure, I'd have to show the destroyed figure. It'd take me a couple, 3 months to get a replacement. And I just didn't want to do that. And I took store credit instead. And the bad thing about that, though, is they never give you enough to actually get a figure for free. Like if your figure costs, let's say, $300, and you have $300 in store credit, you can only apply a significant portion of 300 to the 300 figure, but not all of it. So they're always going to get some money and keep you in the game, so to speak, with the collection of points and so forth. So, yeah, overall, I'm very pleased with this figure. We are going to pause now and get him on a turn tray so that you can see him from different directions. So we are back, and we're just going to do not a full circle. I'm going to keep the lights on. So we'll just go one direction, and you can probably see as much as you need to this way. It's just wonderful use of lighting, I think. And as we turn him, of course, you can see the staircase here. That's cool. You can see more of his outfit. You can see his rooted hair. I don't want to comb it back a little bit with my finger. And we'll go this way. You can see this shoulder guard right here. I had to take the strap and thread it through going down underneath the shoulder guard, up through the other hole on the other side, and then it snaps back on the back to a magnet. So they always want you to put something together. I'm trying to get that cord around so he doesn't lose anything here. There he is, again with the wonderful use of yellow lights as well as the white uplight. There we go. He is a commanding presence. I have to say that. That hair is bothering me. He needs to be a little more proper. All right. So we'll pause and get some tighter close-ups from here on up. So here he is. You can see a few more details. That material is very fragile from my perspective. The green shirt or the green robe that he has on, this is much more substantial. This is where the shoulder guard comes around here and by magnet snaps into place here. So that's kind of nice. And we'll go around here. And you can see the shoulder guard a lot more clear here. This thing around near his chest. And we'll go all the way around here. And we're back at the start. So we'll do another set of close-ups of his face. So we'll go side to side here. You can tell that's absolutely rooted here. And you can see the intensity of his stare, but it'll be even more striking when we can get a better look at the more of a upward look from the bottom of his face. And let's go here. That's where we started. So there you go. So I took the head off so you could not only see him looking down, but also more eye level, as well as maybe the facial features this way. Yeah, it's a pretty darn good head sculpt of Tom Hiddleston. So I forgot to mention when we talked about Padme, Natalie Portman portrayed Padme in Star Wars. She is a polyglot, so she knows several languages, conversant in several languages. So too is Tom Hiddleston. He speaks Spanish, French, Italian, Greek, Russian, Korean, Mandarin, and of course, English. Not only the British version of English, but the American version of English. That's pretty cool in and of itself. So here's one last look at our man of the hour, 1/4 scale, Loki. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.